So when we think a nation of people that's been traumatized, brutalized, 100 years, 400 years, all kind of years, whatever years you want to put on it, right? If you have to go back to a person's childhood to understand the trauma that they understand in their adulthood, and that's only about 30, 40 years, the hell is that, right? So then that means that imagine a nation of people.
Hold on, brother. Hold on. I hear you, brother. One, hold on. Lead attorney, I'm glad you're here, brother.
You gotta come, Lee.
Cam up if you can. I understand if you don't have time and you can't.
Lee, make some time.
But if you got time to cam up, I'd like you to cam up,
come on,
brother.
Lee.
We got some questions for you, brother. We love you, brother. We got some questions for you, brother. We got some questions for you. We want to pull you on the carpet if you got a minute, man.
I watch you, brother. And you are very
hey, lead attorney. We ain't gonna make it take 2 hours in the back, brother. We're gonna bring you right on up, man.
I just want to tell him, at the end of the day, I look at the lead attorney.
Watch this. Hey, brother one, watch this. Hey, lead attorney. Hey, when you come up, you can even shut your channel out.
Shout out to the 100,000 now.
No, man, it's all good. But hey, brother Lee, we do have some questions for you, man.
I just got one, man. I just want to know. I would like to know his thought. You know what I mean? I like to hear things from the horse's mouth. You know,
he might be busy. What time is
it? To the horse, man.
It's 9 o'clock down there. He might be going salsa dancing or something. But hey, man, if you got time, lead attorney, we definitely want to ask you some questions. What's a question you would like to ask him, brother one? What's something you would like to ask the brother?
I would like to ask him, based on the response to the video, how does he feel about the video now? Whether it's backup or not, how does he feel about the video now? Does he feel like, did he say anything in a way or not? Or does he still stand on how he projected?
Wait a minute, brother. Here we go. Let me introduce this brother. This brother here, me and him got into it, but me and him made up, man. This is my brother. But even though he's my brother, I will tell him when I think that he made a mistake on something. Man, the brother has been nice enough to come up here and cam up. Let's bring him up. The lead attorney. What is up, my brother?
Brother Clarence, how are you doing?
I'm all right, man. I'm glad you got an avatar because I don't want to see you. I don't want to see you waving that hand, man. I know I'm waving that hand.
Yeah, I'm about to get something to eat, but I saw you on here. It looks like everybody streams at night, so sometimes I just drop in and just say hey. And I saw you were streaming, so I just wanted to drop in and say hey and support you. Shout out to OG Patrice in the house as well.
Yeah, brother Lee. We want to ask you a couple quick questions. We don't want to hold you up, man. I know you got an exciting nightlife with all that money you got and all that exciting life you live.
I wish.
in the A, man. So we don't want to hold you up, man. But let me start off and then I'll let brother one ask you one question. We'll just ask you one question each because I know you got to go, brother.
No, it's no problem.
Okay, let me ask you this, brother. I looked at your live stream today, brother. I looked at about 3 hours of it. And I felt that this was my feeling that even though you did say that there's women that play these games, I agreed with you with that. But I thought that you maybe could have been a little more sensitive to this particular case. Is there any reason why I shouldn't think that way? I mean, if you tell me, hey, brother, there's some things I know that you don't know, then maybe I could see it that way. But from what I know that's public knowledge, I felt like, hey, brother, and I was going to send you an email, so I'm glad you caught up to me now. Do you feel that way? Is there any reason why I should feel that way as well?
No, I mean, if your criticism is that I could have been more sensitive, I agree with that. I could be more sensitive. To be honest, every video that I do, are you talking about the Jay?
Black.
Okay, yeah. Every video that I do that talks about divorce, every video that I do that talks about child neglect, talks about domestic violence, talks about infidelity, I can always be more sensitive. So if your criticism is, oh well, Lee, you could have been more sensitive, I'll take that. I'm not gonna. I presented I present stuff in a way that I present it. But if someone says you could have been more sensitive, that's fine. I'll tell you this though. In that same stream, I had a woman come up and she told me that, you know, I let women off the hook. She told me that I'm too soft on women. So you know, some people, you know, you're a content creator, and some people are gonna love you, and some people are gonna hate you. Some people say you're gonna go too far left. Some people say you're gonna go too far right. So if you're saying that I was not sensitive enough, and then this black woman who must have been at least 60, 65 years old, she says that I'm too soft on the women, then you know I'm
No,
yeah,
brother,
you know.
brother, no. I don't want you to stop doing anything that you're doing. I'm talking about this particular case. So don't take it like I'm saying, oh, you got to change the whole format. No, of course. I'm saying you're the one with the 100,000 subscribers, not me, right? So obviously you're doing something right. I'm not saying your whole program. I'm talking about in this particular case, my brother, there were some fatalities and that's what I'm saying, that could have been handled a little more subtly. That's all I'm saying to you, brother. You are right on with whatever you say, and the things that you say, you have a skill of dissecting it, and you bring the lawyerism to it that the most of us can't even see it from that way until you bring that lens for us to see it through. So I'm not telling you to change anything, brother. You have, like O'Shea said, you hotter than fish grease, brother. You got the hottest thing going.
No, I appreciate that. And I wasn't saying that you were trying to get me to change anything. Maybe I didn't make that clear. I wasn't saying you were trying to get me to change. I never said that. I never even said the word change.
No.
So I'm a little confused.
I was just trying to say that, like when you were saying that, you know, I do a lot of different things that people tell me, oh, I should change this. So I'm just speaking for myself. I don't want you to change it. You never said that. So I'm not going to. Somebody don't clip this and say, oh, but Claire said he's trying to change it. I'm not trying to tell you that. All I'm saying is I'm speaking for myself. I love the program and most of the people that do. But what I'm saying is I'm not coming from a place where I want you to be like softballing everybody. I just was talking about this particular case.
Yeah, and that's the thing though. It's always this particular case to somebody. You can watch my streams for a year and you will see men and they'll say, oh, you know, in a particular stream, oh, lead, you let her talk too much, or oh, you should have kicked her out early. I don't know how you had the patience to talk about her, right? And you'll see women sometimes say, oh, lead, you know, you shouldn't have, you were too aggressive with this situation, or you should have let her talk more, or you interrupted her. If you put out content for a year, for a straight year, people are going to say in certain situations you were too heavy-handed, you were too rough, and then in other situations people are going to say, hey, you were too sensitive, you were too emotional. All right, I did a video, a live stream. You're saying that I was too heavy-handed, I wasn't sensitive enough to the issues. I get it.
Okay.
Can I
get it? Absolutely.
This is what I would ask you, right, Lee? Because
Mm-hmm.
I watch your show too, man. I watch you. You know what I mean? I rock with your show, right? So like in the wake of all the whole show, right? So they said that it was taken down, but it went back up. Is that true too?
Yes, it was taken down because I mentioned deletion, and they don't like that. In fact, YouTube sent me and other content creators who talked about this, they sent me an email, a separate email, saying that they were concerned that I was going to delete myself. And they sent me a 1-800 number and I should call and I should get help. And in fact, since that day, they've sent me an email, that same email every single day. They sent it to me today around 3:00. So they're taking this delete. And that was a lesson for me because I say the N word. People say, oh, don't say the N word. And I'll say it, right? And it's been times when they say, don't say the grape word, right? And people accidentally say it. And, those videos, even though they get demonetized, I'm able to appeal them and have them monetized. So people said the deletion word, the S word, and I felt it was the same way. I learned that it was not the same way. That is a special word. And, to everybody, I learned that that's a word that they take very seriously. So now I've learned that I'm going to take that word very seriously. That's a word you got to jump on because they were not playing. Even to watch that video now, not only is it demonetized, but you got to click like a warning just to see it. You got to click to say that you're over 18 and this and that and all these warnings. So it's YouTube takes it for real.
Okay. Well, brother, hey, look, man, I know that you got things to do, man. So we ain't trying to hold.
I got. If you want to talk about 10 more minutes,
I want to ask one thing. Look, you got the video, right? So you got this video, right? It can't be just Brother Clarence that felt like he thought something about the video, right, Lee? It can't just be Brother Clarence that felt he felt something about the video, right? So you get comments, you got to fix, all right? So after you do this video, it's down, it comes back up and all that. So what's your take on the video after doing the video? How do you feel about the video that you did? Because, you know, we do videos sometimes in our spirit, how we feel, and sometimes it just be random, just be us as we doing things. So coming back to the video now, how do you feel about the video that you did?
Well, I haven't watched the video.
What about the responses?
Here's the thing, and I did a collaboration today this afternoon with Bernard Riley. And he kind of asked me this too, because some people were sending me stuff saying, hey, you know, what's going on with this video, Lee? And I haven't watched any of the response videos. All I've seen are the comments. I don't know if you guys have seen the comments of those videos, at least when I was seeing them. Those comments, when the video got taken down and when the video got put up, hundreds and hundreds of comments saying, man, thank you so much for this video. We really need this conversation. This is such a tough conversation. This is such an important topic. So that's what I've seen. Maybe you guys have seen something different.
No, I was asking your view on how you felt about it.
I haven't gone back and seen it. I don't, you know, sometimes, let's say in a
you've seen a lot of reviews. You've seen people saying this video.
No, I haven't seen any reviews.
I'm talking about the comments, from your comments saying, like, people saying like, yo, we like this video. This video really hit the nail and on certain topics or whatever the case may be. That's what you feel.
Yeah, I'm putting up clips to that video. I put up a clip today. I put up a clip yesterday. I put up the clip the day before, I think. A lot of great things came out of that stream. And if you ask me, would you do it again? I would do it right now. Right now. Now, you know, if I'm going to be honest, if you show me any stream that I've done and you give me the opportunity to go back and study it and not be speaking in real time, and would I change a word here and would I change a phrase there, I would do that. You know, in school, if you give me a test and let me take it twice, you know, there are going to be some different answers. We just up here talking. But I'm telling you how I feel as a subject matter expert on this. There's no one who can talk about this situation more informed than me. It doesn't mean that I'm right. It doesn't mean that anybody else's opinion is less. But when you talk to an expert, a lot of times you might not understand what he's really saying or she's saying, because you don't know what you just don't know what it's about, to be honest. You know, you can if I talk to an NFL running back and I'm like, oh, you know, you should have hit the A gap on this, or you should have done that, or I don't agree with your decision to run over here, or I don't agree with your decision. Like, have you played in the NFL? That's not to say that your opinion isn't valued, but, you know, should you take a step back and before you start talking, just think, you know, maybe think about it for 24 hours, just think. Or maybe just say, you know, maybe I don't really know where he was coming from, but he has been doing this shit for 20 years. Maybe he deserves a benefit of the doubt here or there. Right. But again, you know, even if someone says, man, I hate what the lead said, I hate it. I feel like he was saying that, you know, all these women should be murdered in the streets. Even if you feel that way, listen, I salute you. I salute you. You know, whatever, however you feel. Content creators, man, we need to say our piece and then, you know, just keep saying it. We can't really let people silence us or change us. We should be reflective, and, you know, I was gonna say maybe I'll go back and watch that damn video. There's no way I'm going back and watching a 4-hour stream. I ain't gonna do it. I ain't even gonna lie to you. No, I'm supposed to be streaming tomorrow. I'm supposed to be streaming tomorrow. I don't even know what I'm talking about.
Brothers. When you get a minute, I'm your brother. I'm your brother. When you get a minute, brother, go look at the video, and you'll see. You seeing it from a professional's perspective. You seeing it from an inside person's perspective. when you go back and look at it again, look at it as a subscriber, brother. Look at it just purely as a subscriber. You don't throw your 20 years of knowledge out the window. Just look at it as a subscriber. And I'm sure this particular situation, because of the fatalities involved, I think you might, if you maybe you don't see it, you gotta send me an email and say, "But Clarence, I did it and I didn't look at it." But this is my suggestion, brother, is to look at it, because I know you're a smart brother.
Have you guys read the comments to the video?
Oh yeah, people loved it. I was
okay.
watching
So
it.
this is what that's what I don't understand where y'all are coming from. Y'all want me to spend 4 hours of my time looking?
Listen, I didn't see it. I never saw it. But I didn't see the whole thing in full. So Brother Clarence was telling me about a specific thing or the part and the time. So you know what I'm saying? I was making my little gist.
Oh, but see, that's another thing too.
So I didn't see it. So I can't really, that's why I asked you the questions I asked you. Like,
and I appreciate that. And I don't know if Brother Clarence saw the whole thing, but that's what Kevin Samuels has to get in these black women's asses about. He has to get in their asses, because what do these black women do? They come up to Kevin Samuels and they're heated. And they come up to Kevin Samuels and they say, just like what my brother said. Oh, well, you know, just put yourself in the subscriber shoes. Why can't you moderate your tone a little bit, or your message, or how it's delivered? What does Kevin Samuels say? He says, listen, did you watch the whole thing? Did you watch the whole thing from beginning to end? He said, no, well, you know, I didn't watch the whole thing. I just saw a part. He said, okay, you're up here criticizing me, but have you ever watched even just one of my shows the whole way through? Oh yeah, I saw one of your shows. How long was it? 20 minutes. Ma'am, my show lasts 3 hours. Right? How are you criticizing something off a 3-minute soundbite, off a 5-minute soundbite, a 7-minute soundbite? Kevin Samuels gets in these women asses for this all the time, and he's right.
No, brother, I saw about 3.5 hours of it. So I got enough of it to get the kind of the feel of where it was going, brother. Fair enough.
But when people say that, though, you know, your last statement just kind of, you know, when someone says, "Oh, I saw enough to get the feel of where it was going,"
yeah,
I don't, you know, that's not a very powerful statement for me.
Like this. I saw enough of the video where you said some things that, in my opinion, could have been said in a different way.
And I'll agree with you there. You can't find one video that I've made that I couldn't have said things in a different way. And you will never be able to find that, you know, and you will never be able to do it. And I can always say things in a different way. And, you know, maybe some of the ways that I'm going to say things are going to be offensive to some. Listen, I'm in this space for a reason. Right. No one in this space brings what I bring to it, especially with this particular situation. People might just think that I'm an attorney. They might not understand that I've represented countless women who are victims of domestic violence. They might understand that I am a specialized domestic violence mediator. So when there's very significant domestic violence divorces, they call me in to mediate the case. It's the highest certification of mediators that you can get in my state. I am well acquainted with domestic violence, right? And I've represented men who are also the victims of domestic violence. I've been doing this for 20 years. So when people off the street have a opinion about this, I respect it. It's okay. You know, I want to hear what you have to say. That's cool. But you need to understand as well that, you know, I'm not just some person off the street. I have been dealing with this my entire adult career.
Good.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So, and that's not to maybe I did say so. I haven't gone back and seen it. And I, you know, shout out to you, Brother Clarence. I ain't gonna do it. I'm not. It's just 4 hours.
I understand.
I'm still trying to figure out what I'm gonna do tomorrow.
Just like that, right, Lee? Because so many times, a lot of times, right? Because look, me personally, right? Like I'm in a situation that's a custody situation with my son, and my son was almost choked and killed by his mom. And when I went to court and all of these things, these people end up lying and all types of things, and that's where my case is, right? So so many times we see situations, right, where like me, I'm not a person that's still banging on the women. I'm still lifting up the black women. I'm still here to lift our sisters up, regardless. Even though it's a sister that did this to me, and she's still trying to do this, still to this day, and I haven't seen my kid or her or her family or anybody in at least a year or 2 years right now. still, right? But a lot of times,
Okay, well, I understand why you don't agree with my shit then, because
no, I didn't agree.
okay, because that's crazy.
I don't have no disdain for nothing though.
Okay.
Because the first time I really heard about you was because a woman told me to look you up. They was like, nah, it's a brother that's like a lawyer, man. He talking about fathers and cases and all that. That's why I looked you up. I'm swearing to my mother. That's why I was referred to your channel months back, brother. That's why. So
I appreciate that. And shout out to, I think I saw E Black in here, and with your situation where you say some woman tried to choke your son and you still lifting her up. That would not be my stance.
I'm not lifting her up because I went to court and I'm doing that. I'm in court with her, but I'm just saying I'm still here lifting a black woman. Like some people in situations, right? Yeah. And they use that to bang on every woman because now every woman's a B and all this other stuff.
Right.
Just based on this one black woman that did this to me, which was the case. So I'm not one of those people that's just that judgmental that I'm seeing things like that, right?
Gotcha.
But see some situations, it leads me to say this though, right? So when we see some situations that's happening where we see people blame the mom, like even in the Brother Polite situation, I don't know if you as privy on it, what happened.
I don't know about that at all.
But like sometimes when situations happen where there's a mom involved in things where people blame the mom in a situation, you know what I'm saying? But in a situation like this one, I think it's like a kind of a particular case. And
who did I blame in this?
I'm not saying you. I'm just talking about for people that do things like this.
No, let me ask Brother Clarence, who did I blame in this situation?
I'm not saying. I see. That's the thing. I said in the beginning of this live stream, you didn't directly blame anyone, but it was structured in a way by if you don't know how to separate everything properly, it would look like, and a lot of these young guys are not going to be able to separate it because of the way it was structured. Oh, all these women, it was their fault. It was their fault this happened to them, and good riddance, right? That's the way it was structured, the way I saw it as a viewer. Now, I'm not saying you directly said anything because I said a bunch of times. I said, he said that, this happens to men in these cases, but he never directly said, oh, this is this person's fault or that person's fault. I'm not saying you did say that. So let's clear that up for those who want to clip this.
I clearly said.
But I do have a question for you, Lee.
I clearly said the guy was a murderer. I clearly said that. And I said, I didn't just say he's a killer, right? Because a lot of people could kill. I said he was a murderer, right? And
I said,
people glaze over that.
I said, I'm sure that the lead attorney, I know that he is not promoting this guy and what he did. He's not promoting that. I already said that. So we know that. But what we're trying to get is what I was trying to come from, and I'm going to let you talk, OG Patrice, but what I was trying to come from is the fact that the way it was laid out and the understanding that the younger guys going to get. But I have another pertinent question that you raised when you were talking about it. And one of the clips you need to clip is when you tore that girl a new behind. That was a good clip. You need to clip that one and put that one up. I think that one's already up. People are doing reaction. I saw a ton of reaction videos today. They are. That was pretty funny. Okay, but I got a real question for you, brother. You as a 20-year lawyer. Now, you were saying that because the brother came on there. I forgot the brother's name. The consulting brother. The consulting brother said, I don't know if it was him, so let me back up. I don't remember exactly who said it, but one of the brothers said that he had all these domestic violence things filed against him. And you said they were all dismissed. And so my question to you is, because they're all dismissed, does that mean that he didn't commit those acts of violence?
No. That doesn't mean that. It just means, and just like if he had 5 domestic violence orders and they were all granted, it doesn't mean that, he committed domestic violence in those whole times. But it's a fact. All right. At least it was a fact at the time. So, I don't want to get to the point where we can't state facts.
No. I don't either, brother. I don't either. The only reason why I'm asking this is because when you said that, it totally disarmed the brother. And so I wanted it to be like, okay, that's just because that happened, doesn't mean that just because all those domestic violence things was dismissed doesn't mean that they didn't take place, or at least 1 or 2 of them didn't take place.
That's absolutely right.
That's all I'm saying. I don't want to throw her whole situation away just because those things were not they were dismissed. That's all I'm saying.
I think
absolutely. I mean, she's a victim in this, right? She got murdered.
Right.
So yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
But you know, if we could get like the reports, right? Let's say these particular of this case or the situation or something like this, to see like what is it to make this, when we look at the situation, to see what did they see in that situation to maybe dismiss it. Because all of these things be like public record and things like that, right?
Sometimes, sometimes it's very difficult sometimes to get police reports and to find out what happened in a case back in 2015, to find out why. You can find out what happened, but you won't necessarily find out why without some real digging. And no one's going to take the time to do that. And it's not like you're going to get paid for it, or so why would you do that? And it could be, as this case, if this case gets even more attention, other facts are going to come out. I think everybody was talking about this like the day after it happened. And that needs to be in consideration too, taken into consideration. If you talk about something the day after it happens versus if you talk about something a month after when more facts are come out, then absolutely things can change. People, the news, TMZ, when you talk about stuff that's late breaking, you're just going off the information that you have at the time.
Right. Okay, y'all, gentlemen, let's let the lady speak. OG Patrice, are you there? You there, OG Patrice?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
We can hear you now.
OG Patrice, salute.
Okay. Hey, gentlemen. Hey, Lee. Okay, so I think that the perspective that a lot that are coming from a lot of people on the other side of the spectrum is that there was insensitive there, and there was a perspective that they did feel like Lead was saying that the guy had justification. He was pushed, he was coerced, so now I saw the whole stream. I even got up there. Remember, Lead, I got up there because I told my situation with my son's father and my son, what he went through. I got it from the perspective that you were given it from, because I try to stay on the perspective, right? So I got where you were coming from about the things that you were saying. At the same time, as a woman, I was still feeling an emotion of nothing justifies, what happened to those ladies and that unborn child. Like nothing, like there's nothing that justifies that. And I think that that's where the misunderstanding or miss something, that people are thinking that there's no empathy or sympathy on your side for that. So what would you say to that, Lee?
Again, if people think that I wasn't sensitive enough, just like I said to Brother Clarence, I mean, that could be true. I don't, some people say I'm too sensitive. Some people say I'm not sensitive enough. I look back at these comments, and some of these comments are like, man, this is such a great stream. We need this type of discussion. Some people say, apparently you guys are saying, some people say I could have been more sensitive. I mean, it's all true. I could be more sensitive. I could be more tough. The older Black woman, she got up there and she was talking about how I let Black women off too easily. Right. And then, I felt bad. That. So it's hard when you put stuff out and you have tens of thousands of people watching you. Some people are going to say you stood too far on the left. Some people are going to say you stood too far on the right. And when there are thousands of people on the left, some people are going to say you stood right where you needed to be. Thousands of people are going to say, hey, you hit the nail on the head. Thousands of people are going to say, oh my God, you were not sensitive enough. Then thousands of other people are going to say, oh, you were simping. You simping. The system is terrible for men, and supposedly you're an attorney. Supposedly you started this channel to help men. You need to be stronger in saying how the system is so screwed up. So you got thousands of people saying that you're too wrong on the left, thousands of people saying that you're too wrong on the right, thousands of people saying, man, we love what you do and keep doing it. So,
right. And I get it, Lee, because I mean, I get an attorney's perspective, having been dated one for years. So I get that if you're going with an angle, that's the angle. If you're going with a perspective, that's the perspective you're going with. So I totally got that. Even being a woman coming up there, kind of reserving my feelings about it, right? Kind of knowing the fact that I lost a girlfriend that way, you know. So, and I think that a lot of times when we only go in off of the feelings, we can tend to our thought process or our understanding can get misconstrued. So I kind of think that, like, even when I had asked you to come up on what's her name's channel yesterday, and it was all the ruckus going on, and that's what it was going on about, because the feeling and emotion of that was, under no circumstances, no matter what, should those women be blamed for that. And I 100% agree with that.
Oh my
Nothing
God,
justifies
yes.
it.
I went over there because
Yeah.
I saw Courtney and Michelle, and when I went on there, some guy was raising his voice at Nathan. And I was like, Jesus Christ, what's going on over here? I was like, hell no.
Yeah.
I don't. Here's the thing, and you know, I look at other content creators who have been in this space a lot longer than me, and I try to learn from them, because I'm kind of I'm in this space myself. And AMS, there's a content creator named AMS, Alpha Male Strategies. He's actually down here in Atlanta, and he said on one of his videos that what he does is, when people send him videos, he says he doesn't watch any reaction videos about him, positive or negative. He says that when people send him stuff, not only does he not watch what the people send him, that let's say someone's talking mess about me, and then someone sends me the video. He says not only does he not watch the video that someone sent him, but he blocks the person that sent it to him, because he's just trying to do his thing. And so I haven't gotten to the point yet where I'm blocking people who send me stuff, because I know they're just trying to help. But I don't participate in this back and forth stuff anymore. I also taken the cue from Kevin Samuels as well. When people talk about him and they say this or that, you don't see him in these chats participating in the back and forth. You don't see him arguing with people. And so I'm learning from the big dogs. You ain't never gonna see me. When I went on that panel, if the panel was like this, I would have went on it, because I support Courtney and Michelle as well. But when I saw that brother screaming at Nathan, who is certified, been in these Atlanta streets in DeKalb County 13 years, putting his life on the line for our community, and then this man is screaming at him and cutting him off, I was like, oh no. Someone asked me to get up there, and I think it was Courtney, and I just responded really quick about why I'm not going to get on there, and I left. Because I don't have time for that, bullshit. If AMS doesn't have to do it, Kevin Samuels doesn't have to do it, and I listen to read the rationale and it makes sense, I will never do it. So if Brother Clarence, and one community say, hey, Lee, come up, can we ask you a few questions? Absolutely. But if it's this whole everybody's shouting at one another and no one's talking, I would never do that. Ever.
I would like to do that.
It got very emotional. It got very because I think he thought that Nathan was spinning a narrative, whatever. But anyway, yeah. And it just got out of hand. It did. I got up there first and said my piece because, Courtney was very emotional. She put up a picture of her girlfriend who was deleted in that same form, as well as her cousin that did the self-deletion. So she was crying. It was just a really emotional stream, and people were really, really in their feelings. And I'm not saying that they shouldn't be, like, rightfully so. But yeah, it kind of went left a little bit. But I understood. I did. I understood the perspective when I got up there. And sometimes even I'm learning in these spaces too, Lee, even when I disagree with something, and even when it's a perspective where men are saying stuff about women, I'm trying to learn in these spaces not to flip it back and say, well, men do this too. You know what I mean? Or women do this, when it's on the women, and then the men, well, men do this too. I try to keep it exactly on what it is at that time. And that's what I did coming up on your panel for that show. And even though I was in my emotions about it as a woman, knowing that women go through that a lot all the time. It hit home for me personally. And yeah, absolutely. There's absolutely 100% no reason why the women should be at the blame as to what happened.
Nah, I don't feel that they should as well. Almost definitely.
Yeah, I didn't know it was like that. I didn't know people were. See, that's the problem when you pop. See, and this is another thing. This is another thing too. When I try to support people, and so I will pop in, and I've noticed that a lot of times I'll pop in, and people will tell me to hop on the stream, and I come on the stream, and I don't know what the topic is. Just like now, you know, I knew kind of the topic from the title, so at least Brother Clarence, he titled his video properly. So I went in there and I saw he was live, so I just jumped in. But people will ask me to come up on the stream, and it feels like I'm interrupting, or I'll come up there and the whole thing will change. And so sometimes I prefer not even to say anything, because if I come up, then the whole thing kind of changes. And so sometimes I like to sit in the back and just try to figure out what's going on first. But, you know, sometimes I don't do that, and I just want to come in. And right when I come in, I want to say hey to everybody. And then people ask me to come up. But I did not know that people were crying on that stream. If I would have known that, I never would have poked my head in the first place. I want, you know, let you guys.
It was very emotional. No, nobody was crying, I don't think, except Courtney, but because she was telling the story of her girlfriend and of her cousin. But it was a very emotional and triggering stream. It really was. And I think that her focus was really mainly on mental illness and what we need to do as a community, and why we never talk about it enough, and things of that nature that caused this tragic event. So it was definitely worth having.
Absolutely. And I love the fact that we can have these conversations, and they don't have to all be civil all the time necessarily. They can be emotional. People can shed tears. We're talking about some very, very important topics. I don't really know a topic more important than life or death, to be honest. Yeah. And so, you know, as long as we can have these conversations, I don't mind it at all. But when you're talking to people who know what they're talking about, and you're shouting over them and not letting them speak, like I saw yesterday, the 30 seconds that I was in, I was like, oh, this is some bullshit, to be honest. And I was offended at Nathan. And Nathan is so cool. The little bit that I saw before while I was typing my little thing to Courtney, telling her why I wasn't going to come up, you know, it seemed like Nathan was, you know, just peaceful and, you know, just having that same spirit. But I was like, no. I was offended.
All apologize to each other. So yeah.
Oh, did they really? Okay, that's good. Because I was terribly offended by that, because, you know, I know what, you know, very third hand. I know very tangentially what these officers put up with down here in Atlanta, down here in DeKalb County. You know, I have been in courtrooms countless times with these officers, talked with these officers, the way they put their lives on the line for us. And to see that man talking to Nathan that way was a goddamn disgrace. Now, if he apologized for it, I think that's good. But there was no way I was going to come up seeing that bullshit, to be honest.
Yeah. They all three apologized to each other. Nathan apologized to Omawale. Omawale to apologize to Nathan, and the other brother, I think his name was Yellow. They all apologized to each other.
I think that's awesome. Well, shout out to all those brothers. I think that's awesome.
Man, because that's really where we need to get things at, man. I'm more about that, man. How do we get to the solutions of stuff, man? We all got YouTube as well. We got to understand that this is YouTube. Everybody got their personalities. Everybody got the way they do things, and everybody got their own systems. You know what I mean? So we have to also understand that. You know, everybody comes with their own flavor, their own spice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just like Lead, he coming with, you know what I mean, legalities, the legal side of things as well. But you don't come with his pizzazz and style, everything that's gonna come with too is YouTube. We creators, we content creators. You know what I mean? So I do get all of those nuances of creating content, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, even that, you know, it's a lot of things going on, even with the content creators. There's so much hate going on, you know what I'm saying? This is the reason I'm building one community. You know what I'm saying? There's so much hate, these sectors, is this and that. There's so much things going on. There's doxing going on. it's people flagging people, it's so many things. I think a little help, like especially like legally, you know what I'm saying? With how do we combat like certain strikes? What is the right message you should write in the message to reply to the appeal of the strike in the channel? Or, you know what I'm saying? A certain thing, because when the hate get thick, it get thickly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
It get thick. So you know this is why Lee come in and say, you know what? I'm a ninja star. You know what I'm saying? Ninja.
Let me say
I
this.
hear you.
Say this.
I need about 3 ninja stars, man.
Okay.
Let me say this. So I also saw that I was the first guest. I think I was the first guest on that panel, and she told us to come down so that other people, because she had gotten so emotional. So many people wanted to get on. I think Patrice was on there too. I mean, so many people wanted to get on there because it had. So I think the room was very tense, and so when Omawali came on, that's the brother that got into it with Nathan. When Omawali came on, he was already been out of shape. He was holding his head already. He was already been out of shape by the time he got on the screen. So my point is, everybody was in their feeling. I think even if he goes back and look at it, he'll say, "Wow, I was a little out of pocket the way I did that. I could have."
I never saw him ever act. You know I've always seen him like smiling, and I've never seen him Omawali act.
If he got a problem with you, you know me, Lee. If you got if somebody got a problem with you, I'm gonna say go at him. Hey, and to let whoever got the best argument win, right? You go at him. But when it gets emotional, that's when I say, okay, maybe we ought to take a step back. Maybe we ought to take a step back. That's why I'm saying things about you, because I'm just looking at the emotional side of it from the families. I like most people. We down with you. We rock with you. Yeah. It's just maybe you say it this way, but you say it this way. I know you well enough to know, hey, Clarence, you got 400 subscribers. I got 100,000. Okay, so
no, but it's not even about the subscribers. It really isn't. It's just about people are going to express themselves in a certain way, and sometimes people are going to talk about a topic and they don't agree. With the whole situation with the Courtney, I'm so glad that everybody that everybody apologized and it turned out great, because you can turn something that's ugly, with a few apologies, now it turns into something that's beautiful, something that's productive. So I think that's awesome. And at the end of the day, man, listen, this is YouTube, and we're all just people, and you're going to agree with some things and you're not going to agree with others, and it's a new day, right? But people, I think we also have an obligation to tell things from our perspective, right? And that's what I was doing. And I look at those comments, and I don't know how many comments there are on that video, and I'm sure some of them are like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you said that." And then I'm sure some of the comments are, "Oh, you didn't go far enough." Right. And some of the comments are like, "Man, you hit the nail on the head." And as a content creator, that is exactly what I want. As a content creator, if I had 500 comments on my video and everybody said, "Oh, this is great," I would be worried, because that means that I'm creating an echo chamber. I'm not being nuanced enough. I know. When I started that stream, when I hit the record button, one of the first messages that was out of my mouth was that this was going to be a hard discussion, and it was going to be dangerous, because we're going to try to talk about nuance, which is something that you cannot really do effectively on YouTube. And so I knew that it was going to be a rough one. And if you're coming up, if you're telling me, "Oh, Lee, that was a rough one," I was like, I get it, because it required a lot of nuance. But listen, we just still do it and we go on, right? So, but yeah, I don't want to take up too much of your time. Thank you so much for having me up here, Brother Clarence. I always appreciate it.
Hold on, I know you about to roll, and we appreciate that you took the time out of your busy schedule to stop by. I just want to say, this brother gave me my first Cash App, very first Cash App. This brother gave it to me. I'm always, but if I feel he wrong, I'm gonna come for him. I still love him, but I'm gonna come for him and tell him what I think, and he's gonna do what he want to do. just like Daryl Long. They're gonna just do what they want to do. But I would at least tell them, hey, brother, I feel like this could have happened a better way. But I'm always appreciate the lead attorney, man. Really sincere guy. And I never got to tell you, salute to you for hitting 100,000, brother. We appreciate you. We thank you. We rock with you, man. And when you're wrong, we're gonna tell you.
I appreciate that. And I see E Black's comment that says, sorry, Lee, sometimes, but the comments aren't going to be real with you. And I don't think he knows how the internet works, because a lot of times these damn comments are too real. You know, I don't think I've ever had a person comment something where they thought it was a lie, because the internet is such where people go overboard with their truth, right? I don't know somebody on Twitter who really hates you says, oh, I love you so much. That's not how the internet works. People come way harder than they should.
Brother, you're talking to people. None of us have a clue what having 100,000 plus subscribers looks like. So a lot of the comments that we make in here is us, making it from where we stand on the mountain. Where you standing, where there's 100,000, you got to play the game a little different than us, and we understand that. So most of us do. So just understand that a lot of times you're gonna have people say things to you, but that's because we looking at it from our perspective down here on the bottom of the mountain.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So E Black not looking at this right because his channel's tiny. Is that what we're saying? I'm just teasing. Hey, real quick though, you brought up your boy. You brought up your boy Daryl. What happened to his channel? Someone said that it got taken down.
Hey, E Black could probably explain that, but don't you say that. Don't you say nothing, E Black. And one community, you didn't know his channel got taken down?
No, I did not.
Or I think it got put on hold for 30 days or something. But
I love all the brothers, man. I be trying to.
Let me give y'all the short. Let me give y'all the short version, because I know Lee got to go. I'm gonna give y'all the short version. The short version of it is that he got some copyright strikes from another content creator. He got a couple of copyright strikes, and therefore they shut him down, I think, for 30 days. Or I don't know if they even shut it down, terminated it totally. I don't have the information, all that information. E Black, be quiet. Let me tell the story. So that's
he said bootlegger.
Right? Yeah, that's what happened to him. But there's a lot of
Juana Washington says he has a new channel up. Okay, listen, you can't keep a good man down, right? He started a new channel. That's what's up.
Man. But hey, Lee, I know you got to go, man. I appreciate you stopping by. Thank you. And as always, man, keep doing a good job, man. But, if at some point you get 4 hours before the new year, man, go check that video out, man.
I ain't rewatching that damn video. I'm keeping it moving. But thank you so much. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you. All right. Y'all have a great evening.
You too, brother. Thank you. All right, man. That was our brother, the lead attorney. What you think, brother One? How did he do, man? Did he stand up? Was he solid? What happened, man?
Solid. I think he was solid. I think he stood on whatever it is that he said. Also had humility in a sense, saying like, if I could be a little bit this and that, maybe more sensitive, things like that. But giving us a little perspective on how the cases is and how he deal with the videos and comments and different things and reactions. So he did give some perspectives to that. I do understand your stance. I do appreciate your stance and how you still stood firm on what you stood firm on still as well. In the same breath, I will say that in the same breath. I do appreciate him coming to talk. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times people don't do it, especially bigger content creators. They don't come and talk with the other content creators. I think for him to come and face the conversation speaks values.
Right.
Because a lot of time we run from a lot of things in our life every day. So for him to see the title there and know that y'all had a little one smoke at a little time, so that Brother Clarence got his thing he said, and he said what he said. That you already know, bro. Clarence said what he said.
Every now and
then. Bro Clarence said what he said. He said what he said. So he still came through though. He most definitely still came through though. So I do appreciate that. I do appreciate what OG Patrice brought to the forefront as well. Giving us the context, even with Courtney, my heart goes out to
them on the carpet as well.
Everybody that's ever went through it and even been affected by the deletions or anything like that, especially self-deletions, all type of things like that. You know, my heart goes out. So, you know, I do appreciate her giving context that, you know, heartfelt, emotional, and giving us some emotional points on things too, because Lee being a content creator, we gauging as we go because we are live and we deal with real people. So, you know what I'm saying? So I think even as a content creator, we all need to be studying mental health because we meet so many people that's coming to talk with us and a troll or people that's that we don't understand that people deal with mental health every day. So if we had more understanding of mental health, maybe we would deal with other content creators differently, or maybe we would deal with sometimes people that's trolling or people that's in the chats differently too. So, you know, I think all perspectives give it. I didn't see the full stream of that like I told him. So my question to him.
Go watch it, brother. Go watch it so you can.
Yeah, I will. No, I am. I'm going to watch it. But I'm going to do a reaction to it too. But I'm going to do a whole reaction on One Community. But, you know, so my question more to him was, you know, after the video, you know, it went down, it went up. So I'm glad that we asked that question so we understand that they really serious about that word with the deletion, da-da-da-da. So we understand that they real serious and how he had to probably go about, he ain't really going to how he went about that. But those are the type of things that I like to know. Because that's the things that we need to know as content creators.
Right.
He's a lawyer. What the hell are we sitting around a lawyer for? If we're not going to ask a lawyer questions. I live in a legal life for majority of my life, so I know how to ask a lawyer the questions that I feel I want to ask him. I'll be here asking him all day. So therefore, you see what I'm saying? So I look at life in a more broader perspective, right? Because we all have our knowledge, right? Because you come and bring what you bring to the table, and that's why I'm here right now. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been telling you come to the channel from Ben, you know what I'm saying? But like I told you, everything we can never force, whatever happens, everything happens how it happens. So once I seen you live now, I missed you the other day. And I was like, damn, then I think you uploaded something. I caught an upload. I was like, damn, this is live. And it was an upload. You caught me one day, you faked me. It was an upload. I said, damn, that's an upload. So once I saw it live now, that's why I jumped up one time. I was about to do something else. I was like, you know what, bro? You know, let me jump up there right now and chop it up with you so that we could push the energy to bring it together for what we want to do. You know what I mean? Which is bring the oneness, which is bring the solutions. And you being an elder to me, you know what I mean? And me meeting with you on my own channel, speaking with you a few times, you know what I'm saying, and getting your mindset on how you think about things, the things that you stand on, just your values as a man. You know, I love the things that you stand on. You know what I'm saying? I really appreciate who you are, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I want to do what I can do to, you know what I mean, help lift your channel in any way that I can. By making my subscribers subscribe to it. I shared this on my Uda Block on my other channel. Both channels are mine. The Uda Block is mine too as well. It's also a monetized channel as well. It has 1,200 subscribers over there.
Okay, right on. Good for you.
Hopefully I can bring some of these subscribers in because that's why I'm building these channels, not just for me to get subscribers. I've always got subscribers on any platform I've ever got. But it's about how we can use our subscribers to go subscribe to each other and how we can help everybody to just be successful real quick. And once the bigger content creators understand that we have something like that we can all, you know what I'm saying, about us helping everybody, you know what I'm saying, to monetize, you know what I'm saying? Like I was on it for E Black and Daryl too as both, you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna continue to support both of those brothers, just like King and Chef, and they might have gone through a little thing, but I'm gonna continue to support everybody the same way, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be in a bias, you know what I'm saying?